Good afternoon. It is nice to come together for the purpose of co-creating, is it not? What is it that brings you here? What is it you're wanting? It's good for you to bring forth to your conscious mind that which you are most wanting as we are gathered together. Let us hear from you.
Okay. Abraham, I've missed seeing you. Nice to be here. What I'd like to become very clear about today is something that I've been experiencing that is a mild condition, but I want to be so clear about perfect health that I can bring this about. I understand that that I am the creator, excuse me, that I'm the creator of all this, but what beliefs do I have that would cause me to have consistently to have not quite as perfect a health as I would like to have?
We are happy that you've begun by stating that you are understanding that you are the creator of your experience, because that is essential to the creation or maintenance of perfect bodily conditions. It is either one way or the other, isn't it? In other words, either you are the creator of your own experience or you are not. And if you are not, then there are other elements. And if there are other elements, then there could be many other elements. And then you get into the whole area of tremendous vulnerability. Mm-hmm. When you are understanding that you are the attractor of your experience, then you are at the place that you are at right now as you are trying to identify what beliefs or blocks of thought may be within you that may be contrary to your desire for perfect health.
Right.
As a physical being surrounded by all of those that surround you on your planet, mass consciousness we are speaking of here, the predominant belief is that of vulnerability and that of physical declination. And so it is not unusual that from a very early age you began thinking those sorts of thoughts. Now you are understanding that at any point in time, let us see if we can get this into the proper picture. If you are the attractor or creator of your experience, do you believe that only the thoughts that you are thinking right here in this minute are affecting you? Or could they be thoughts that you have been accumulating all along that have caused a sort of momentum? And so as you're understanding that there is a momentum of thought that is not absolutely in harmony with your perfect wanting, then it is easy to understand how you could still be living some of the things from past expectation, even though your current expectation is different. Mm-hmm. Now, you've seen the freight train that is going 120 miles in one direction, and the engineer decides that he wants now to go 120 miles in the other direction. It still takes some time for the momentum to slow, and then it takes some time for the momentum to begin again. Right. And so what you are experiencing, all of you in different subjects are experiencing the momentum of some thoughts while you are now, in many ways, absolutely changing direction. Mm-hmm. What we would like you to understand is that you can change the direction even with a good night's sleep. In other words, right. As you make the decision that you are wanting to, as you awaken, attract only what you are wanting, then eventually that old momentum will go away. Now, here is the important thing that we are wanting you to hear. As you are stuffed full of beliefs, some of them not now in harmony with what you are wanting, what is the equation for creation? For, let us say, deliberate creation? Want it or give thought toward what you are wanting, expect it or believe it or allow it. And once those two parts of the equation are in the same place, once your wanting and your expectation are going in the same direction, then you are getting what you are wanting. Mm-hmm. As you have beliefs within you that are not in harmony with your wanting, the negative emotion within you is your indicator so that you can ferret out those little beliefs. Now, you can catch yourself doing it. In other words, here you are saying, Abraham, what beliefs do I hold that are not in harmony with my wanting for perfect health? You will recognize every time that you are thinking or interacting with others, communicating, conversing, any time that you are adding power to the belief that is not in harmony with your wanting, you will feel agitation or irritation or discomfort of some kind. And that is literally your inner being saying to you, here it is, here it is, here is that conflict or that culprit that you've been looking for. It is right here. When you are understanding, and you are, but we will speak it here for the sake of all who will be hearing. When you understand that there is never what you would consider to be a perfect place or a perfect condition or a perfect set of circumstances. In other words, it does not exist out there. You are the creator of it. All things. This is a good place for us to insert this. It is very important. Whenever there is the desire for something, such as health, or wealth, or abundance, or good relationship, doesn't matter what it is, at the same moment that there is the identification of that which is wanted, in the same moment its opposite exists. In other words, for there to be joy, there must be lack of joy. The balance of the universe includes it. As there is abundance of dollars, there is lack of abundance of dollars or poverty. As there is health, there is sickness. It all exists. And as physical creatures, you have spent so much time looking around for the perfect, when I have enough money, then I will be happy. When I find my perfect mate, then I will be happy. When I am, always thinking that you're going to walk into a set of circumstances that are perfect, and then you will be happy. And what we are wanting you to understand is that the balance of the universe says that all of it exists. And you always have the option of, by thought, contouring the non-physical energy into your physical manifestation by giving thoughts to the positive aspects. The positive aspect of health rather than the negative aspect of health, you see.
I've been kind of playing the game of trying to find out what foods are a little bit more in harmony with me. And in this, I have a tendency to notice the lack or the conscious thought of always worrying what I eat, trying to eat the right things so I will acquire this health state that I'm wanting. I don't really understand the difference.
Let us ask you something. Is it from a position of not feeling good that you are doing that? In other words, do you find yourself not feeling good and then starting the search for what is wrong?
Well, yes and no, because it's been like an ongoing condition that's been going on for about a year, and so I tried different methods of just resting and different drugs and everything to try to get over it, and nothing seemed to help. So I thought, well, maybe if I quit eating certain substances.
It is very difficult for you to remedy anything by focusing upon what is wrong.
Right.
It is like the story of the tar baby. As you find yourself not wanting this thing in your experience and you push it away, you find yourself stuck. And the more you push it away, the more stuck you are until you have your foot and your head and everything pushing it away, and the more you push, the more you are stuck, you see. It is not an easy thing to attract what you are wanting as you are experiencing what you are not wanting.
Right.
The best thing for you to do is, as you go to sleep at night, set forth the clear intent that as you awaken in the morning, you will be closer toward the state of health that you seek.
Right.
And then when you wake up in the morning, don't start taking score, because that very likely will put you in the position of feeling lack, and then you begin adding power to the lack again. Instead, get up, intending that you will continue the attraction of what you are wanting until eventually anything that you are not wanting must leave your experience. By law, it must. If there is anything in your experience, and we do not care how big or how sticky it is, anything that is in your experience that you are not wanting is there for one reason only, and that is because of your attention to it. In the moment, and now can you truly stop thinking of something? We haven't met any of you who can. Not unless somebody hits you over the head with something, and it is very difficult to not think of something, but it is very easy to think of something else. And so choose the other and give your attention to that.
What I don't understand, I guess it all comes from a thought. Any type of allergic type reactions from any food or dust or whatever.
If you are experiencing something that you feel is a reaction to something that you are eating or breathing, instead of feeling the lack of that because it has caused you to feel less good, look for the positive aspects and appreciate your body for closing down to protect you from something that is not in harmony with you. And as you are appreciating the shutting down, then you will be more likely to pinpoint what you are shutting down against, and then it is something that you can avoid or bridge your belief about, you see. Some have said, Abraham, are there things that I am allergic to that, since others are not allergic to, that I could bridge the belief so that I do not have an allergy to? And we say, indeed, but you are not wanting to get too extreme with that. In other words, many of you have an allergy to drinking Clorox bleach. Many of you, as you, do you find yourself tempted when you are sitting near a food grinder to just put your fingers into it? When there is a nice fire in the fireplace, do you feel tempted to put your fingers into it to toast them nice and brown like the wieners? Or do you find yourself very willing to not participate within that which brings you discomfort? And so as your primary objective is to feel good, and you are following your guidance, then you will find yourself avoiding that which is not in harmony with what you are wanting. You see, what we have noticed of most is that without being sensitive to the way you feel, or without identifying clearly what you want, you just sort of go like a bull in a china shop through life experience. You are just barreling forth, not intending very clearly until when you get something you do not want. And then in your mode of trying to fix it, then you are usually focused upon lack. And when you're focused upon lack, then you just keep getting more of what you are not wanting. And so it is really a matter of prepaving in advance and then expecting that what you have prepaved will be your experience. Health is the trickiest subject of all. It truly is, because you are surrounded by those, and have been from the day that you emerged into this body, those who have been, by virtue of the attention that came from those who came before them, and those who came before them, and those who came before them. The predominant talk is not about health. How often do you walk up to someone and hear them say, have you seen so-and-so lately? She is doing wonderfully. I saw her the other day and she is radiant. Isn't it more often the other? I saw so-and-so and she is in the hospital, and I saw so-and-so and he is in the hospital, and the conversation that abounds is simply negative. And so most of you, no matter how much you want to believe that you are healthy and will continue to be, most of you have a belief within you, no matter how deep-seated it may be, that says, I am a vulnerable being and my body is declining or disintegrating or deteriorating the longer that I am here in it. That is your true expectation. And so now what you are in the process of doing is changing that belief or that thought. Most of you are hopers of health, not knowers of it. And in hoping, there is always that element of doubt, and that is the culprit that keeps you from being purely healthy, you see.
When we talk about different foods in our guidance system, you know, I've experienced in the past of some things that aren't real agreeable with me are probably some of the most enjoyable things for me to eat. Now, is that just a habit?
That is from looking at lack. Okay. That is the grass is always greener on the other side. In other words, when you have decided that you can't have something, then that is often the time that then you begin thinking that you really are wanting it. But wanting from a place of lack is never very pleasurable. It is when you have identified your core intentions, which include feeling good, happy, growing, being free, you will find that you will be very happy letting some of the things out of your experience, at least until you are able to pinpoint it.
Right. Thank you.
Indeed.